हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु।
हरे
हरे कृष्णा माता जी, कैसे हैं आप?
बढ़िया बढ़िया, आप कैसे हैं?
अभी ठीक। सो we will chant the verses one by one. If you know them, you can chant with me, or let's do it once more that I will chant and you repeat. Is that okay?
ओके।
Okay. Text 1. Please open your PDF so that you can see the words. Gita Shastramidam Punyam
गीता शास्त्रमिदं
गीताशास्त्रमिदं
पुण्यम्
पुण्यम्
Yah Pathet Prayatah Puman
यः
यः पठेत् प्रत्यते पुमान्
Vishnu Padamavapnoti
विष्णुपदमाप्नोति
Vayashokadavarjitaha.
विश्वभयस्य
Thou will chant full verse and you repeat. Gita Shastramidam Punyam Yah Pathet Prayatah Puman Vishnu Padamavapnoti Vayashokadavarjitaha.
गीताशास्त्रमिदं पुण्यम् यः
या पते
पठेत् प्रयतः
प्रयत
पुमान्
पुरम् विष्णोपादम्
विष्णोपदामवाप्नोति
अप्नोति
भयशुकात्
भयसुखादिवर्जिता।
Prabhuji, I think I don't have that PDF. Yeah, I missed somewhere.
I have sent it. You can see the WhatsApp group.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will open that PDF. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Prabhuji, got it. Sorry.
Translation. One who with the regulated mind recites with the devotion this Bhagavad Gita scripture, which is the bestower of all virtue, will attain to holy abode such as Vaikuntha, the residence of Lord Vishnu, which is always free from the mundane qualities based on fear and lamentation. Yeah?
I know. I got
So
it.
should we go to text 2? Anyone who has any difficulty in text 1? Reciting text 1. See, keep your microphone on. Don't unmute them.
Prabhu,
Keep them unmuted. Don't mute them. Yeah.
Prabhu Shiva, can you expand on the regulated mind? What it's saying in terms of regulated mind, is that more?
Yeah. So regulated mind, it means on a daily basis. It should be your practice, daily practice. It should not be something which is extraordinary that you are doing. It should become your daily practice so that you are doing it on a daily basis. So Bhagavad Gita is part of our daily life. And when we read Bhagavad Gita on a daily basis, we are able to absorb its purity in us and we should be able to, behave accordingly. So that is the beauty that Bhagavad Gita provides us. Because they are the words directly from Lord Krishna and his associates like Arjun, Yudhishthir and all these people. So we also get the same bhava.
Understand. Thank you,
Gita
Prabhu.
Mataji, you are still muted. Please unmute yourself.
Yeah, no, I'm just coughing too much, so I just keep on
Okay.
unmuting.
Yeah.
That's why.
Makes sense. No problem. Text 2. गीताध्यायनशीलस्य प्राणायामाप्रयस्य च
प्राणायामप्रयस्य
नैव शन्ति हि पापानि
नैव
शान्ति
पापानि
पूर्वजन्म कृतानि च.
कर्मकृतानि च.
Again, I will repeat the whole verse and you repeat. गीताध्यायनशीलस्य प्राणायामापरस्य च नैव शन्ति हि पापानि पूर्वजन्म कृतानि च.
Gita
Gita
Silasya Pranayama
Pranayamasya
Naiva
Naiva
Santi
Santihi
Papani
Purvajanma
Janma
Krithanika.
Kritanita.
Translation. Can somebody read, please?
Yeah. If one reads Bhagavad Gita very sincerely and with all seriousness, then by the grace of the Lord, the reactions of his past misdeeds will not act upon him.
Such a beautiful thing. So, whatever the past deeds are, it does not mean that we read Gita every day and do something bad at the same time, so that it will keep on washing it away. It's not like a washing machine that every day you put the dirty clothes and it will wash it and give you the clean clothes. So when we are approaching to a spiritual knowledge, then we should make sure that we are not doing anything bad from that point onwards, so that we are continuously getting into purity of the life. Yeah. And by reading every day, what happens that it reminds us that we are closer to the God. We shouldn't be doing this, we shouldn't be doing that, because it's a reminder to us, a constant reminder that we shouldn't be doing such bad things, whatever we are doing. I'm not trying to point out that which is good and what is bad. Reading Bhagavad Gita is good. That's all is enough for us, isn't it? And reading these verses, which are, constructed, recited by the great acharyas. So when we are doing that, it's enough for us to understand that what it is. As we know that misery is the quality of this world, just as wetness is the quality of the water. I discussed this point last time as well. So if somebody, you cannot avoid it. Whatever you may do, however you may try to struggle to avoid it, misery is going to come after you in this material world. Whatever you want to do it. So misery is going to come after you like your shadow. Because ultimately, whatever we do in this world has its reactions. And the reactions follow us wherever we go in life. No one can avoid them. So therefore, this material world is a place of misery, is one fact that spiritual aspirants are the one who wants to seriously follow Bhagavad Gita should be convinced that it is miserable. Dukkhalayam ashashvatam. This material world is called Dukkhalayam ashashvatam. It is alay of dukkha and it is full of miseries. We observe that only for some time, whenever I am suffering or when some calamity has happened in my life, no, it is always a miserable place. And times when we experience so-called happiness is only the time when we happen to be relieved temporarily from that distress or misery. That's all. There is no happiness in the world. Absolutely not. And the fact that people think that there is happiness is a sign of great illusion. Like we go and watch movies. What happens is, for the time being, we are in that illusion. And we think that, we are in a different world altogether. And when we are in that world, we think that, what is happiness? When you go and watch a movie, so any movie of maybe Shah Rukh Khan, Madhuri Dixit, this and that, all those, so they will take you to different worlds, Switzerland, there, all those places, and we think that, we are also there. If I was Shah Rukh Khan, what would have happened? I would have enjoyed. Or I was Madhuri Dixit, like that. So I'm just, just for the sake of cracking a joke, I'm just saying the name. But the reality is that we are there in the illusion for some time and we feel very, very happy during that time. But actually that happiness is very short-lived. After 2.5 hours, when we come out of the movie, what happens? Again, tomorrow I have to go to the work, I have to go and cook. That is the lady's problem and then men's problem is, I have to face the boss, I have to conduct so many meetings, I have to bring in business if you are in the marketing, so a whole lot of things are coming with us. So that's a baggage that we have come up here in the material world. So we have to face those problems. Students have their own issues. They have to study hard in order to get the marks. They have Other challenges that after passing the university, they have to get for the jobs. Again, that's a problem. So there is no point where you don't have any happiness. You have to continuously keep on struggling, and keep on struggling. Yeah. In the scriptures, it is mentioned that the distinguishing characteristic of animals is that they are always suffering. So you have seen the dogs and the cats, right? You can see that how they are suffering. The rats, they suffer so much. And the human beings, they also suffer. But the peculiarity is the animals cannot understand the suffering condition because of ignorance. But as human beings, their speciality is what? That even though they have the intelligence to understand the suffering position, even though they are suffering, they think that they are happy. So they are into a different world, all illusory world. This is the speciality of human life. The animals, if they are suffering, they are suffering. They understand that they are suffering to that limited extent. Their consciousness, their intelligence allows them to understand that. But the human being the miracle is, after suffering so much, still they believe I am happy. So that is the problem with the human being. When we are born, for 9 months we are in the mother's womb. So much suffering, so much terrible sufferings, crammed up in a half-coil shape. It is not easy to bear with such a pain. The child in the womb cries, please release me from this hell. He keeps praying to the Lord. And I promise you, God, I will become your devotee when I come out. But when the child comes out, he forgets everything and then come to the sufferings of childhood, because he comes to the touch of the material world, which is again starts making it forget all that he has, suffered. So when you are forced to do so many things, you can't explain what you want. You want some toy, but you haven't learned to speak. So you can't explain, so frustrating. So then as you grow up a little more, you want to eat this, you want to eat that, but your parents are always stopping you. Don't do this, don't eat that, don't do this. Sometimes punishing. And again, that punishing also is suffering. So when you grow up in school, studies, exams, you want to play, but no. You have to study to get marks, grades for become an engineer, doctor, CA, etc. Again suffering. The job, the business, all these headaches of family, again suffering. Due to always being anxious, you get sick. Then come diseases, more anxieties, again suffering. Finally death, ultimate suffering. But still, the miracle of human life is people imagine I am happy. Doesn't matter, a little happiness, little distress, little this, little that, it's all right. But life is going on. Without stress, what has happened in the life? This is going to happen, and we proudly tell our children as well, what is the problem? You have to struggle in order to get the happiness. We used to also work very hard. We used to go to the gym and do this, do that, and then make our body very strong. You also have to do like that, That's a good example. The bad example is that we are suffering that they don't say, because they don't have that knowledge as well. So that's the reason that this particular campaign that I started teaching to the adults Bhagavad Gita, right from foundation knowledge to that if parents will understand, they will teach their children, their new generation. Because here the problem is in Australia, people come, I get so many inquiries, I get the phone call saying that please can you get our children to study Bhagavad Gita. I said no. Do you know Bhagavad Gita first? They say no. Then I said you first register yourself to learn Bhagavad Gita. If you don't know, why do you want your child to become Harishchandra? I can lie, but my child should not lie. So it is like that, when you are yourself, you are not honest, and you expect your child to be honest. is such a, you know, it's a duality of the mind, duality of the life, that we expect our children to become Raja Harishchandra, but we can be anything. We can be Ravan. So that is the problem in this world, and that is the reason we started this campaign to teach the adults first. When adults would know, the children will automatically come to know. If adults are really trying their level good to understand this science of self-realization. So in that order, the job, business, the headaches of family, again suffering. So anxieties and suffering, and ultimately what happens is the final destination of this suffering is death. But still, the miracle of human life is people imagine I am happy. Doesn't matter. A little happiness, little distress, little this, little that. But I'm still happy. So without the stress, what has happened? It happened is, after all, so people are willing to undergo unlimited miseries just for the sake of little happiness. This is the foolishness of the people in this world who are ignorant of Bhagavad Gita. Those who understand Bhagavad Gita, those who know the science of self-realization, they are aware that beyond the so-called pleasures of this world, there is an ocean of bliss in ecstasy. It is the highest happiness that we can ever conceive of, or even beyond it. It is spiritual happiness. The pleasures of this world are like one drop of water, and the pleasures of spiritual life are like a vast ocean. So the person who is in right mind will pray for an ocean of happiness, for a drop of happiness. Only a person is not in his right mind will do that. But everyone in the material world is doing exactly that. For a drop of happiness, they are struggling. Which means that everyone in the material world is not in their right mind. And Srila Prabhupada used to say that when he started Krishna consciousness movement, first time in America, and many young people started joining the movement and becoming devotees of Lord Krishna. For them in America, it was something very unique. Because for counterculture, very novel. They had never seen anything like this. At least here in India, even if someone is not a devotee, even if someone is an atheist, he has heard of Krishna's name from his parents, etc. Or he knows about Bhakti Marga and so on. At least something or the other, some knowledge they have. Right? So, people have to understand that this knowledge that we are discussing about is something which comes with a price that we have to really work hard in order to understand the Bhakti Yoga process. It happens in 3 stages: Sambandha, Abhideya and Prayojan. You can write it down. It may not be there in the slide. Sambandha, Abhideya and Prayojan. Sambandha means to get introduced to someone, to start knowing someone. An example could be that you start knowing your girlfriend, or a girl start knowing her boyfriend. The first thing is what? The love at first sight, isn't it? And what happens nowadays? Love at first sight and divorce at first fight. Okay. So, just coming back to here. So, love at first sight. So that is sambandha. So we started knowing each other. Then we start knowing what is your liking, what is your dislikes, what is her likes, what is her dislikes. Accordingly, we start working together. And practicing that is abhideya. That is the practice of worship. So, sambandha is knowing each other, knowing each other's likes, dislikes, and do what like and what don't do what you don't like. Right? So, both husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend, they start doing that sambandha like that. And then practicing that is abhideya. So worshipping the Lord Krishna and Radha is the abhideya process. So that is practicing. What is the final fruit of this? Final fruit of this is prayojan, which is getting to know Krishna finally, and Krishna accepts us, and we accept Krishna as our primeval Lord. Verse number 3. Maline mochanam pumsam
Mokanam pumsam
jalasnanam dine dine
Jalasnanam
Jalasnanam
dine
dine
dine.
dine
Sakrit Gita Snanam
Sakrit
Gita
Gita
Sakriti
Snanam.
Sanam
Samsara Balanashanam
Sansara
Samsara
Malanashanam.
Balanashanam
Maline Mochanam Pumsam
Dine
Maline
Mokanam
Mokanam
pumsam
Jalasnanam Dine Dine
Jalasnanam
Jalasnanam
dine
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 dine.
Dine
Sakrit Gita Snanam
Sakrit Gita
Gita
Snanam.
Sanam
Samsara Balanashanam.
Sansara
Sansara
Malanashanam.
Malanashanam.
Anybody else wants to chant?
Shall I chant?
Yeah, anyone.
Okay.
Yeah,
Myself?
chant the verse.
Okay. Maline mochanam pumsam jalasnanam dine dine sakrit geetamrita snanam samsara malanashanam.
Yeah, Kumkum Mataji.
Maline Mochanam Pulmisam Jalasnanam Dine Dine Sakrid Gitamrita Snanam Samsara Malanashanam.
Yeah, Sulab.
Malane mokanam pumsam jalasanam dine dine sakrit gita mrita snanam samsara malanashanam.
Very good. Poonam.
मलिनीमोचनं पुंसां जलस्नानं दिने दिने गीतामृता स्नानं
Sakrit Gita. Sakrit
सकृत्
Gita Smrita Snanam.
संसारमलनाशनम्.
Very good. Gita Mataji, you already done it?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
Maline mokanam punsam jalasnanam dine dine sakrit geetamrita snanam samsara malanashanam.
Mala Nashanam. Mala name. Samsara Mala
Malanashanam.
Nashanam. So, everyone please remember the way I am pronouncing it is recording, it getting recorded as well. So you can listen it again. So Nirja, can you do it, please?
Shall I chant once again?
Yeah.
Maline mochanam pumsam jalasnanam dine dine sakrit geetamrita snanam samsara malanashanam.
Very good. Very nicely. Sahil?
Thank you.
Awesome. From where shall I read? Sorry, I joined late.
From the PDF that I sent 2 weeks ago.
Okay, I'll just
It's in,
look into
it's in
that.
the it's in the WhatsApp group. Please have a look in the WhatsApp group. If you don't look, then you are missing the information, no?
Yes, I'm in the PDF now. Which page
Yeah.
number, if you don't mind, can I ask you?
Text 3. Whichever page it is, I don't know. 7th page probably.
7.
Oh yeah. Maline mochanam pumsam jalasanam dine dine sakrit gitas nrita sanam samsara mala nashanam.
Very good. Lots of mistakes. So let's chant it again. I chant, you repeat. Maline mochanam pumsam
Maline
Maline mochanam
पुंसां
pumsam
Jalasnanam dine dine.
Jalasnanam
जलस्नानं
Jalasnanam
दिने
Dine
दिने
Dine
Sakrit Gita
Sakrat
सकृदगीतामृतस्नानं
Amritasnanam
Samsara Balanashanam.
Samsara
संसारमलनाशनम्
Samsarabalanashanam
Again, Maline Mochanam Punsam
Maline
Maline mochanam pumsam
Jalasnanam Dine Dine.
Jalasnanam
जलस्नानं
Jalasnanam
Dine
दिने
dine
दिने
Dine
dine
Sakrit Gita
Takrit
सकृद्गीतामृतस्नानं
Amritasnanam
Samsara Balanashanam.
Samsara
संसारमलनाशनम्
Malanashanam
Samsarabalanashanam
Yeah. So the translation of this is Maline Mochanam Pumsam. By rubbing our body, what we do every morning, we take shower. Maline Mochanam Pumsam Jalasnanam Dine Dine. We take snan in Jala. Jalasnanam Dine Dine. Every day we take bath. But if we take once a bath in the sacred water of Ganges of Gita, then all the mala of the life will be vanquished, will be nashanam. Sakra Gita Amrita Snanam. Once you take bath in the Gita Amrita Snanam, then samsara malanashanam. All the nash of mala will be cleansed from your body. That's the beauty of Gita. Right? So we'll chant again. Sahil, this time we will not be making any mistake. Okay?
Okay.
Maline mochanam pumsam
Maline Mochanam
Mochanam
Punsam
pumsam
jalasnanam dine dine
Jalasnanam
Jalasnanam
Dine
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 Sakrit Gitamritasnanam
Sakritamritam
Sakritaamritasnanam
Samsara Balanashanam.
Samsara
संसारमलनाशनम्
Balanashanam
Very good. Sudhakarji, can you please chant?
मलिने मोक्षं पुंसां जलस्नानं दिने दिने संकृद्गीतामृतस्नानं संसारमलनाशनम्.
Wonderful. Very good. Sahil?
So, 1 minute. Yeah. Maline Mochanam Pumsam Jalasnanam Dine Dine Sakradit Gita Srita Sananam Samsara Malanashanam.
Wonderful. Very nice. Sula, do you want to do it once more?
Sure. Maline mochanam pumsam jalasnanam dine dine sakrit gita mrita snanam samsara malanashanam.
Samsara Maranashanam. Okay. Translation. Anyone wants to read it? Please raise your hand and read it. Okay, Sudhakarji, you can read.
Okay, one may cleanse himself daily by taking a bath in the water, but if one takes a bath even once in the sacred Ganges water of Bhagavad Gita, for him the dirt of material life is altogether vanquished.
Yeah, so beautiful it is. You are taking bath in the water every day and cleaning your body by rubbing it everywhere. Liril laga rahe hain, ponds, kaun sa soap aa raha hai, pears and this and that. You are using shampoos, you know what all kind of shampoos we are using and trying to clean our body. But the mala of this samsara is still not getting cleansed from our body. You can take shower in and you can take sauna bath and this bath and that bath, cleanse yourself. But ultimately, the mala of the samsara, where you are doing the bad things, and how it will be. See, just taking bath in Gita does not mean that you are just reading it only once. Reading it means to internalize it, to understand Bhagavad Gita nicely. Once you internalize it, then you will know that what is good and what is bad, and what practices one should be doing as far as the spirituality is concerned. So when we do those practices and follow those paths on a daily basis, in our life, and also allow our family also to walk on that path, then our body will be all the mala from our body will be vanquished. That is the beauty of Bhagavad Gita. It is not only once that, even if you do it once, it is fine. But what does it mean that when you do it once, you feel so good that you want to do it again and again and again and again, like that. So that is the beauty. Okay? Text 4. Gita Sugita Kartavya
Gita Sugita
Sugita
Kartavya
Kartavya
Kim Manyai Shastra Vistarai
Kim
Kim
Manyai
Anyay Shastra Vistarai
Ya Swayam Padmanabhasya
Ya
Ya Swayam
Padmanabhasya
Padmanabhasya
Mukha Padmad Vinishrita
Mukha
Mukha
Padmadini
Gita Sugita Kartavya
Gita
Gita
Sugita
Sugita Kartavya
Kim Manyai Shastra Vistarai
Kim Anyay Shastra Vistarai
Ya Swayam Padmanabhasya
Ya Swayam Padmanabhasya
Mukha Padmad Vinishrita.
Mukha
Mukha Padmadini
Sahil, are you repeating? Because you are muted, so I don't know whether you are doing it.
I will just read it now. Gita
You are not reading
Sugita.
it till now, huh?
No, I wasn't. I was reading it from here.
Okay. So
Gita.
whenever I am asking you all to repeat, that time you also do it, okay, Prabhu?
Okay.
Yeah. I'll do it again and everyone repeats after that. Gita Sugita Kartavya
Gita
Sugita Kartavya
Kim Manyai Shastra Vistarai
Kim
Kim
Anyay
Shastra
Shastra
Vistarai
Vistarai
Ya Swayam Padmanabhasya
Ya
Ya
Swayam
Swayam
Padmanabhasya
Padmanabhasya
Padmad Vinishrita.
Mukha
Mukha
Padma
Padmadini
Vinishrita.
Now I will chant the full verse and you all do it. Gita Sugita Kartavya Kim Manyai Shastra Vistarai Ya Swayam Padmanabhasya Mukha Padmad Vinishrita.
Gita
Sugita
Kartavya
Kartavya
Manya
Kim
Shastra
Anyay Shastra
Vistarai Ya
Vistarai
Samvyat
Ya
Padmanabhasya
Samyam
Mukha
Padmanabhasya
Padma Vinishatra.
Mukha Padmadini
Any one of you have any doubt?
No.
Be honest. Okay, we'll start from Gita.
गीता सुगीता कर्तव्या किमन्यै शास्त्रविस्त्रयै या स्वयं पद्मनाभस्या मुखा पद्मादविनिसृता.
Very good. Sula Prabhu.
Gita Sugita Kartavya Kim Manyai Shastra Vishtara Ya
Vistarai.
Savyam
Vistarai.
Vishtarai. Ya Swayam Padmanabhasya Mukha Padmad Vinishrita.
Kumkum Mataji.
Gita Sugita Kartavya Kim Anay Kimanya Shastra Vistara Ya Swayam Padmanabhasya Mukha Padmad Vinishrita.
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 Yeah. Nirja.
Yes. Gita Sugita Kartavya Kim Manyai Shastra Vistarai Ya Swayam Padmanabhasya Mukha Padmad Vinishruta.
Wonderful. Sudhakar.
Gita Sugita Kartavya Kim Ananyai Shastra Vistrai Ya Swayam Padmanabhasya Mukha Padma Vinishrita.
Wonderful. So nice. Sahil Prabhu.
Gita Sugita Kartavya Kimanya Shastra Vistare Ya Svayam Padmanabhasya Mukha Padmad Vinashtita.
Wonderful. Very nice. Translation. Because Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one need not read any other Vedic literature. One need only attentively and regularly hear and read Bhagavad Gita. Gita Sugita Kartavyat Kim Manne Shastra Visari. No other scripture is required to be read. Ya Swayam Padmanabhasya. In the present age, people are so absorbed in mundane activities that it is not possible for them to read all the Vedic literatures. But this is not necessary. This one book, Bhagavad Gita, will suffice because it is the essence of all Vedic literatures. And especially because it is spoken by the Padmarabhasya. Who is that Padmarabhasya? Is God, Lord Krishna himself. Because he has spoken it. Yeah? Shall we go to the next verse?
Yes.
Okay. Bharatamrita sarvaswam
Bharatamrita
Bharatamrita
sarvasvam
sarvasvam
Vishnu Vakta Vinishritam
Vishnu
Vishnuvaktavishtam
Gita Gangodakam Pitva
Gita
Gangodakam pitva
Punarjanmo na vidyate
punarjanmo na vidyate
Bharatamrita sarvaswam
bharatamrita sarvasvam
Vishnu Vakta Vinishritam
Vishnu
Vishnu
Vaktadvinishritam
Gita Gangodakam Pitva
Gita
Gangodakam
Gangodakam
pitva
Punarjanmo na vidyate
Punarjanma na
na
vidyate
vidyate
Bharatamrita sarvaswam
Bharatamrita
Bharatamrita
sarvasvam
sarvasvam
Vishnu Vakta Vinishritam
Vishnu
Vishnu
Vaktadvinishritam
Gita Gangodakam Pitva
Gita
Gita
Gangodakam
Gangodakam
pitva
Punarjanmo na vidyate
Punarjanma na
Mona
vidyate
vidyate
Now full verse in one go. I will chant and then you will repeat. Bharatamrita sarvaswam Vishnu Vaktradvinishritam Gita Gangodakam Pitva Punarjanmo na vidyate.
Bharatamrita sarvasvam
Vishnu
Vishnu Vaktadvinishritam
Gita
Gita Gangodakam pitva
Janmana
Punarjanma
Janmana
na
vidyate
vidyate
Yeah, one by one. Gita.
भारतामित्रा सर्वस्वं विष्णु वक्रादविनिसृतं गीता गङ्गोदकं पीत्वा पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते
Solo Prabhu.
Bharatamrita sarvasam Vishnuvaktrad Gita Gangodakam Pitva Punnajanma na vidyate.
Yeah, Kumkum Mataji.
Bharatamrita sarvasam Vishnu Vakrad Vinisritam Gita Gangodakam pitva Punarjanmana Vidyate.
Yeah. Nirja.
Bharatamrita sarvasvam Vishnu Vaktradvinishritam Gita Gangodakam Pitva Punarjanmana Vidyate.
Wonderful. Sahil Prabhu.
Bharatamrita sarvasvam Vishnu Vaktradvinishritam Gita Gangodakam Pitva Punarjanma na vidyate.
Sudhakar Prabhu.
Bharatamrita sarvasvam Vishnu Vakrat Vinishritam Gita Gangodakam Pitva Punarjanmana Vidyate.
You were complaining initially that you find it difficult to chant Sanskrit verses. How do you find it now? Sudhakar?
Yeah, once you repeat it, I can repeat it, but I can't read it by myself.
No, you will be able to because it's only a matter of practice, Prabhu. Yeah. So once you start doing it, it will be come in your daily practice, and that's what we have to make the practice. That once in a week, if we chant these verses, it becomes our habit. Mechanically we should be able to do it. Then we don't have to do it every day. Like I don't do it every day, right? I chant some other verses for daily practice. Yeah. All right. So translation: by drinking the Ganges water of the Gita, Gita Gangodakam Pitva, Gita Gangodakam Pitva, the divine quintessence of the Mahabharata, emanating from the holy lotus mouth of Lord Vishnu. So the thirst of that divine thirst, from that which Gita Gangodakam Pitva, that water of Ganga that we are drinking, which is coming from the lotus mouth of Lord Vishnu, one will never take rebirth in the material world. In the material world, punarjanmo na vidyate. There will not be any rebirth in this material world if we read Bhagavad Gita on a daily basis. In other words, by devotionally reciting the Gita, the cycle of birth and death is terminated. It's completely out of syllabus for you. It will never happen to you in your life. Yeah. Text number 6. Can we go to text number 6?
Yeah.
Okay. Sarvopanishado gavo
Sarvopanishado Gavo
Dogda Gopalanandanaha
Dogda
Gopalanandana
Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhukta
Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhakta
Bhakta
Dugdham Gitamritam Mahat
Dugdham
Dudham Gita
Amritam
Mahat
Sarvopanishado Gavo
Sarvopanishado
Gavo
Gavo
Dogdha Gopalanandanaha
Dogda
Dugdha
Gopalanandana
Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhukta
Partho Vatsa
Vatsa
Sudhir
Sudhir
Bhakta
Dugdham Gitamritam Mahat.
Dugdham
Dugdham
Amritam
Amritam
Last. I will chant the whole verse, you repeat. Sarvopanishado gavo dugdha gopalanandanaha partho vatsa sudhir bhukta dugdham gitamritam mahat.
Sarvopanishado Gavo Yogda
Dogda
Gopalanandana
Partho
Dugdha
Vatsa
Vatsa
Sudhir
Sudhir
Bhukta
Bhakta
Dugdham
Dugdham
Gitamritam
Gita
Mahat.
Maha.
Yeah. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. All the Upanishads are like a cow, and the milker of that cow is Lord Shri Krishna, the son of Nanda Maharaj. Arjun is the calf. The beautiful nectar of the Gita is the milk, and the fortunate devotees of fine theistic intellect are the drinkers and enjoyers of that milk. That means we are. We all are. The intellect are the drinkers and enjoyers of that milk. Are we the fortunate devotees and of fine theistic intellect? Yes, we are. Isn't it? That's why we are sitting here together, to understand the science of self-realization. So all the Upanishads are like a cow. The milker of the cow is Lord Sri Krishna himself. Who is he? He is the son of Nanda Maharaj. And Arjun is the calf. The beautiful nectar of the Gita is the milk. And the fortunate devotees of the fine theistic intellect are the drinkers and enjoyers of that milk. So along with the Arjun as a calf, we are also getting our thirst also getting vanquished with that. And with that Gita Amritam Mahat, we are also getting benefited. Have you chanted individually, all of you, this verse? No, not yet. So let's start with Sahil Prabhu this time.
Okay. Sarvopanishado Gavo Dogda Gopalanandanaha Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Gitamrita Mahat.
Very good. Sudhakar?
सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दना पार्थो वत्ससुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महात्.
Wonderful. And Nirja?
सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सला सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्.
वत्सला कहाँ पढ़ा आपने?
सॉरी, पार्थो वत्स सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्.
My ears are very strong.
सॉरी.
तुमको माता जी.
सर्वोपनिषदो गावो दुग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्स सुधीर भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्.
So, see the Aroha Avaroha Mataji of this is like this. Sarvopanishado Gavo Dugdha Gopalanandanaha. Now we go into Avaroha. Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdham Geetamritam Mahat. Like that. Okay? Solo Prabhu.
Sarvopanishado Gavo Dogda Gopalanandana Partho Vatsa Sudhir Bhokta Dugdam Geetamritam Mahat.
Wonderful. Perfect. Gita Mataji.
सर्वो उपनिषदो गावो दुग्धा गोपालनन्दन पार्थो वत्सा सुधीर्भोक्ता
पार्थो वत्सा सुधीर भोक्ता. See, Avaroha मतलब नीचे आएगा थोड़ा. एक स्केल नीचे आएगा वो.
पार्थो वत्सा सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत्.
Wonderful. Very nice. Text 7. Ekam shastram devaki putra geetam eko devo devaki putra eva eko mantrastasya namani yani karmapi ekam tasya devasya seva. This is a bit longer one, but we will go slowly. Okay? So I will chant each line and you repeat it. Ekam shastram devaki putra geetam
एकं शास्त्रं
देवकी
देवकी
पुत्र
पुत्रगीतम्
एको देवो देवकी पुत्र एव
एको
देवो
देवो
देवकी
देवकी
पुत्र एव
एको मन्त्रस्तस्य नामानि यानि
एको
मन्त्रस्य
मन्त्रस्य
तस्य
नामानि
नामानि यानि
कर्मापि एकं तस्य देवस्य सेवा
कर्मापि एकं तस्य देवस्य सेवा
एकं शास्त्रं देवकी पुत्र गीतम्
एकं
शास्त्रं
देवकी
गीतम्
पुत्रगीतम्
एको देवो देवकी पुत्र एव
एको
देवो देवकी पुत्र एव
एको मन्त्रस्तस्य नामानि यानि
एको
मन्त्रस्य तस्य नामानि यानि
कर्मापि एकं तस्य देवस्य सेवा
कर्मापि एकं तस्य देवस्य सेवा.
So who is on the iPhone? Is it Manjeet? Because you were hiding and Puram also was hiding. So I'm sorry I couldn't see you guys. And you are also not saying that you are not asking us to chant. आराम से चुपके से बैठे हुए हो. Don't do that. Okay, it is your loss, not mine. My loss is in terms of that I'm not able to look at you guys. Okay, so now we'll go into the interpretation of these verses. So first two verses I've already done the interpretation for you. Yeah. So let's chant text 3. Maline mochanam pumsam
मलिने मोचनं पुंसाम्
Alasnanam dine dine
जलस्नानं दिने दिने
Sakrat Geetamritasranam
सकृत्गीतामृतं स्नानं
Samsara Malanashanam.
संसारमलनाशनम्.
So you all are aware that these verses makes the basis for us to get into Bhagavad Gita. So that is the reason we are trying to glorify the importance of the Bhagavad Gita for our further studies. Yeah. This is one of the greatest spiritual classics of all time. It has pervaded the spiritual sky for centuries and centuries. For thousands of years, Bhagavad Gita was spoken 5,000 years ago. But still, its importance has not diminished today, even though so many years have passed. On the contrary, it is becoming even more relevant as the days go by. This important work has been glorified in various places. In the Padma Purana, there is an episode called Gita Mahatmya, where Srila Vedavyas, the author of the Puranas, he glorifies every chapter of the Bhagavad Gita and narrates a particular story in connection with that. Then there is also Vaishnaviya's Sara Tantra, which is a conversation between the great sages, Suta Goswami and some other sages, which also describes the glories of the Bhagavad Gita. This is also called Gita Mahatmya. And then there is also a wonderful poem called Gita Mahatmya, composed by Shankaracharya, which we are reading and we are discussing. That glorification verse by verse in this process prescribed by Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya of ISKCON. He has asked us to do that one. And that's the reason we chanting that, because he is our doctor. Yeah. So we have discussed so far the first two verses, and the sum and substance of the discussion was that if one follows sincerely the instructions of the Bhagavad Gita in one's life, if one regularly recites with faith and devotion this very sacred conversation that has taken devotion, this very sacred conversation of that happened in the battlefield of Kurukshetra between Lord Krishna and Arjuna, then one will be freed from all the miseries and anxieties. One will be freed from the past sinful reactions. And also, ultimately, one will attain to the spiritual abode, to the kingdom of God, Vaikuntha, after death. Why it is called Vaikuntha?
Where there is no kuntha. No kuntha.
Wonderful. Where there is no kuntha, it is called Vaikuntha. Wonderful, very nice. So this is the highest destination, Vaikuntha. Bhagavad Gita is a book of bhakti, of devotion, of faith. Therefore, the more faithfully, devotedly, sincerely that we chant, recite, hear and follow the Bhagavad Gita, the more we will be able to progress on the path of spiritual life and eventually attain ultimate success. That is being transferred to the spiritual world. So one cleanses. So in the verse 3, it is, the meaning is that the one cleanses himself daily by taking bath in water. But if one takes a bath once in the sacred Ganges water of Bhagavad Gita, for him the dirt of material life is altogether vanquished. So marine mochanam pumsam. So we have to always cleanse ourselves. Therefore, there is a water. There are so many perfumes, deodorants, soaps, etc. Because the body always becomes dirty. This is the nature of this world. The mind also becomes dirty. So everything in this world needs to be repeatedly cleansed. So the highest and most stubborn dirt that is very difficult to remove and which the grocer shops do not have any detergent for. That is a irony. So that dirt is in our heart. Very difficult, stubborn, and dirt particles in our clothes, in your body, you can brush and you can remove them. But how do you remove the dust and the dirt that is gathered in the heart? What is this dirt and dust? Lust, greed, anger, pride, envy, illusion. So these are the 6 kinds of dirt and that have gathered in our heart. And they are creating great trouble for every one of us. So if one really wants to feel fresh and clean and pure and happy, then one has to cleanse one's heart. So Bhagavad Gita is the process for cleaning our heart, and it is explained, marine in this verse that Balide Mochanam Pumsam Jalastanam Dine Dine. Every day we cleanse our body by taking bath in the water. In the same way, Sakrit Gita Amritasnanam. Even once, if we take the bath in the sacred waters of Ganges, Samsara Maranashanam, all the dust and the dirt of material life will be altogether vanquished. This is the guarantee. But people do not know how to cleanse this dust from the heart. Most people in any case do not believe in following certain disciplined process of religion. Many people are nowadays becoming more and more atheistic. And even those who do follow some system of religion, they have a more ritualistic bent of mind. They perform certain rituals and they think that simply by performing rituals, they are being very religious. Of course, unless one understands the purpose of which these rituals are performed and one performs the proper rituals, till that time the rituals are not going to be very meaningful for us and not at all beneficial. There is a section of the Vedas that is called Karma Kanda section. There are certain shastras called Dharma Shastras, there are 80 shastras. And among them, there are scriptures like Manu Samhita and so on, which prescribe various ways by which we can actually counteract the effects of our sins. The very fact that we live in this world creates sins for us at every step. So therefore, then all these sins accumulate and their reactions come in our life. It causes suffering. So therefore, in order to relieve themselves of misery, there are many people who follow this Karma Kanda section from the Dharma Shastras. And what do these Dharma Shastras prescribe? For a certain kind of suffering which has been caused due to a certain kind of sinful activity, there is a certain atonement or prayaschitta to be performed. A certain ritual, a certain form of worship and so on. And when this form of worship is done, then that sin is neutralized. So you are relieved from the suffering that would normally have come as a result of that sin fructifying. So in this way, even those people who have some religious bent of mind, they are very ritualistically inclined. They will do so many of these different kinds of rituals. So go to this Baba, go to that Swami, do this, offer $108 and do this puja, that puja, and or maybe do some yajna of this yajna, that yajna, or do some, graha shanti and all that, so that you will become happy. But true religion is not something that you take to only when there is a difficulty. Naturally, the devotee takes shelter of the Lord. But even otherwise, one should try to imbibe spiritual values. So in this way, the Karmakanda process is not a very complete process. Because for every sin you perform, there is an atonement. And this is an unending process. Because we will go on committing sins and then we'll keep on going the atonements. And this process is endless. In this connection, there is a story in Srimad Bhagavatam, where in the 5th canto of Bhagavatam, the great saint Shukadeva Goswami has described a destination that is achieved by those people who commit very great sinful activities. These are planets which are called Narkaloka, or the hellish planets. And these sinful living beings have to go to such planets after death, and they have to suffer. So when they suffer, they are terrible in different kinds of planets. They live there in a different kind of planets. The Parikshit Maharaj in the 5th canto, who was hearing this description from Shukadeva Goswami, became very compassionate upon the suffering souls, and he was thinking, how is it that these people can become freed from going to hell or the hellish conditions? Then he asked Shukadeva Goswami, his guru, that is there a way that people can be saved from going to hell and suffering all these terrible punishments? So Shukdev Goswami begins the 6th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam by saying, yes, they can be relieved from the sinful effects and avoid going to hell by following the Karma Kanda section of the Dharma Shastras and by doing Prayaschitta. So here Parikshit Maharaj was actually being tested by his Guru. His Guru was trying to see whether he has really understood what has been spoken in the first 5 cantos. Just like the Bhagavad Gita is a text of bhakti, more so is Srimad Bhagavatam. It is an even more concentrated version of bhakti. So when Shukadev Goswami said like that, Parikshit Maharaj understood that he was being tested, and immediately he rejected the whole purpose or proposal of his Guru. And he said, Jnanam apyata mohitam karoti bhuyya vivashaha prayaschitam athokatham. He said, my dear Guru Maharaj, now we see that people, they hear and see that people who are criminals are getting punished. Sometimes a person may steal and he may get rebuked by the general public. So, this way we can understand verse by verse how one can progress on the spiritual path. So this is, I was talking only about up to verse 3 of the Gita Mahatmya. We will further discuss next week and we'll give it a stop on Gita Mahatmya. I will try to finish it as early as possible next week. But it is very good to understand the intricacies of Gita Mahatmya and how it will help us going forward in our journey of understanding and glorifying Bhagavad Gita. Okay? Any question? So I will start covering text 4 onwards in the next class, and I will try to finish as much as possible because there are only 7 verses total altogether. We have completed only 3, and I have spoken on 3 verses so far. So 4th verse onwards, we will talk. Just remind me when I start the class that we have to start from, because I keep forgetting, whenever I'm giving various classes, so I keep forgetting. I have a short memory, getting Buddha. Okay, so let's chant Vaishnava Pranam and then we'll close today's class. Thank you for your patience, really appreciate that. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय। जगत गुरु श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री श्री राधा गोपीनाथ भगवान की जय। उपस्थित गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।